you've bought existing homes or properties to turn into short-term rentals, which is traditionally what people are doing, but you're actually doing something a little different now, or at least you're in the progress of building new construction for the purpose of short-term rentals. What's the thought process there?
I will say the startup cost is a little higher because you're going to have a little more vacancy than a turnkey initially, and you've got to furnish the darn thing and instead of buying a furnished rental. So those are two things to keep in mind. But the reason I went with new build is honestly, it's because it was the easiest thing to buy right now with this crazy market. Like I could get in there with almost no bidding war on one of them, no bidding war on the other one, and I could get in there, and it gives me time to figure it out. Right? Okay, put a little bit of down payment in there, and then hey, I've got 5-6 months till it closes, and then I can put a down payment on the next one and figure that out later. Right? So that's kind of been the process. Is hey, at least these are things I can get into right now. The nice thing is you have fewer capex to worry about. You've got a builder's warranty. You've got a few things kind of going for you that you don't have to worry as much about compared to an existing property, especially older ones.
Yeah, and I know some folks that are doing this for actually long-term rentals, but your yield is typically higher for short-term rentals. I mean, your overall costs are too, because you have management. Even if you're self-managing, you have time involved there. But you have other costs as well. Do you have an idea of what type of yield you'd be expecting, or folks should target for a new construction? Because from what I understand, on at least a monthly rental, like a long-term, short-term comparison, 2, 3, maybe even upwards of 5 times what you'd expect from a long-term rental. That's kind of what a lot of folks are targeting for short-term rental. But from a yield, what are you expecting for the new construction?
It depends on the market, and if you count all your costs to furnish and permits and all that good stuff up front, if you put 20% management in place, you're looking at a 10 to 15% cash on cash, which I know is not excellent. Now, if you look at the loan pay down, it's of course 5 to 7% more, and then tax benefits that on top of that.
That's still pretty good. I mean, there's added risk, but that's still good.
But you can get 25, 30% if you self-manage, right? So that's kind of what I'm going for, because if I systematize everything, it takes me 1 or 2 hours a week, and then most of that I can give to a virtual assistant per property.
Yeah. So as you're growing, you're building the vertical. Like you're building that management system in-house and putting systems in place that can take care of that at a cheaper cost than using third-party management.